Hello everybody, this is your boy the Green Talent coming at you with a video that is quite saddening to the NFL world and to all over the people fan base across the country, across this world. If you guys are quite familiar, back a couple of days ago, we lost a wide receiver by the name of Demarius Thomas, former first round pick of the Denver Broncos, who played 10 NFL seasons with three or four different teams. I'm gonna go ahead and get to all his statistics, and so you get an idea of what we lost in a wide receiver. Because this boy's death has not only infected his family, but it also affected his NFL family. I'm talking about the Broncos and the people who got a chance to know this guy personally. Because like I said, he been in three or four different locker rooms, so they all had a chance to know him as a person, as a human being, and as a football player, and also as a father. So, without any further ado, and go ahead and get this all taken care of so you guys know what this video is all about. Mary Thomas was born the 25th of December, which was this month, 1987. He died December the 9th, 2021. The guy, he died 23 days before his birthday. And that's kind of weird considering that he was approaching his 34th birthday. So this is actually really, really crazy, but there are people in the world who have died before their birthday or died on their birthday or died after their birthday. So we live in the world where this happens all the time. You know what I'm saying? So, but thank God this guy died of natural causes. So that's the best thing. No one didn't kill him, or he didn't drink anything, or no one didn't shoot him, didn't stab him, or nothing of the sort. He died of natural causes according to the medical reports. But the guy was born from Dexter, Georgia, which is where he began his birth to his young youth and to the high school and college football level of football. He played in Georgia Tech College, where he's from, Georgia Tech, the Yellow Jackets, from 2007 to 2009. He came out his junior year in the 2010 NFL draft. He put up, I think he put up like 2 or 3 thousand yards in the 3 years that he played at the college level, and that would make him a first round draft pick. But I also believe he also played with Calvin Johnson, because Calvin Johnson also from Georgia Tech. I think Calvin Johnson came out 2 years before he did, or might have been a year before. I'm not exactly sure on that point, but that information is unknown at the time. But I want to say I think I'm accurate. I think he did play with Calvin Johnson, because Calvin Johnson also came out a junior year. He came out his junior season, and I think the Demarius Thomas had like 2 or 3 more years left before he came out. So that's how that situation began. And both wide receivers both played with Chang Gainey. If you guys remember, Chang Gainey is a former he's a former college level coach, and also coached in the NFL as an assistant. And I think he was an NFL coach with the Dallas Cowboys for like 3 years before they fired him. And so Chang Gainey is no longer in the NFL, I believe. I think he was an offensive coordinator for a couple of teams before he exit out the league. Well, I could be wrong. He maybe he's still in the NFL, but I doubt it. But I have heard his name spoken at the NFL or college level since he came back to the NFL. So I don't know about his statistics, but I do know that Chang Gainey coached both wide receivers, Demarius Thomas and Calvin Johnson. Both were coaches, were his his pupils or his players before he was fired from Georgia Tech. He was drafted in 2010 NFL draft by the Denver Broncos, 22nd overall. And I want to say Tim Tebow was also drafted, because the Broncos had two first round draft picks. I think the Broncos also drafted Tim Tebow the same year. Um, Tim Tebow was drafted like 10 or 11 in the first round, and then Demarius Thomas was drafted later in the round after 20th pick. So I'm thinking those are the two picks the Broncos had at the time, and before players were drafted. 2010 NFL draft. He played 10 years in the NFL, so that's an accomplishment. I'm gonna get to his statistics in a few minutes, but I'm gonna go ahead and get further into detail of the teams he played for. He played for the Broncos from his draft day up until 2018. That's like that's actually 8 years in the league right there. And he played with the Texans. I think he was traded from the Broncos to the Texans for an undisclosed draft pick, I believe. And then the Texans, then he didn't play no more for the Texans. I think the Texans um, cut him after that year, or they released him. I think he was released that year because he was an older player, and he started to slow down a little bit into 2000 after 2018. He started slowing down. So I think the Texans cut ties with him, and he played with the Patriots signed him in 2019, and he also played for the Jets. I think the Patriots signed him, and then they cut him. I want to say midway during the year, I believe, and then midway during the season, and then the Jets picked him off waivers. And he played, and I think he finished the season with the Jets. So from 2019, he was with the Patriots and the Jets. So I want to say he played one season with both those teams. He also has Super Bowl championship ring. He won Super Bowl 50 with Peyton Manning, who gave the Broncos that second Super Bowl trophy. So he got a ring with them. He's a 4-time Pro Bowler, 2-time second team All Pro, first team All ACC, which was 2019, the year before he got drafted in 2010 draft. So that's why I said he's a junior. He came out his junior year. Now, here's the statistics. The guy had 724 receptions. That's incredible for a guy that played in the league 12 for the league 10 years. And then you got to think about it. He got all the receptions from Peyton Manning doing all those years that Peyton Manning was there. And he also caught passes. I think he had 1,000 yard season in his first year with Tim Tebow. I think he caught 1,000 yards then. Cause I think Tim Tebow played midway through the season because the Broncos had another quarterback, and Tim Tebow took over after that player got hurt, and he caught some passes with him. And matter of fact, if you guys remember, when Tim Tebow was in the playoffs with the Pittsburgh Steelers, who they beat and eliminated Pittsburgh in the wild card. I think he threw that. I think Tim Tebow threw a what do you call it? A screen pass to Demarius Thomas, and Demarius Thomas sprinted from where he caught the ball all the way to the end zone for a touchdown. And I think that kind of ended the Pittsburgh season that year, because that was in the playoffs. You know what I'm saying? Because Tim Tebow played like 4 or 5 games and did real well up until the playoffs where the Broncos beat Pittsburgh, and I think the Broncos won, losing to the New England Patriots that same year. Now he had 9,763 yards, and that's a 13.5 average. That's pretty damn good if you ask me. I've always said that if you get from 10 to 20 yard average, that's damn good. And he has 63 touchdowns. That's all together from his Bronco days into his Jets days. So you add them up together, that's 63 touchdowns. I think he could have gotten 70 touchdowns had he finished the season, or if he had played one more year. He probably could have had 7 more touchdowns. He probably would not have had over 1,000 yards that year that last year he played. But he probably could have had somewhere close to it, and probably would have had 10,000 yards instead of 9,000 yards. So, and he died, like I said earlier in the video, he died of medical issues according to the reports. And so, now the question that I want to ask myself and ask you guys: is Demarius Thomas a Pro Football Hall of Famer? I say yes, because it ain't because of the ring he has. The guy was popular by everybody who had a chance. They said the guy has an infectious smile, and if you look at some of the pictures that he had posted, and some of the pictures that he posted with other players, the guy ain't even nothing but smile. You know what I'm saying? So he looked like he does have an infectious smile And a lot of people got a chance to know him, got a chance to love him. Not just his wife, his kids, his family, his friends. Like I said, NFL people he had a chance to meet, organizations, where he been. He also been a part of some charities as well. So all these people had a chance to meet this guy and fell in love with him, loved him, and cherished every moment that they with him. I also looked on Twitter, up to 25 or 30 people who had a chance to meet him in person had said rest in heaven, rest in peace, rest in heaven, rest in God's arms, or however you want to guy, however you want to say it. The guy had got plenty of respect, and a lot of people have given him a good send off. So now he's up there in heaven in God's hands. You know what I'm saying? So that's a beautiful thing. But to hear a guy die this young, 33 years old, that's incredible. And it's sad, but it's incredible because 33 years. That's I. I'm 40. I'm 50 years old. I remember the, the year I was 33 years old was 2002 or 2003. And when I was 33 years old. So Demarius Thomas wasn't even. Demarius Thomas was just a child in the early 2000s before he became the guy that he is now. So for me to be 50 and for him to die at age 33, that's some years that he had a chance to live on this earth to enjoy himself, and like I said, the man has kids and he was married. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta look at all of that, and to see someone pass like that is, I'm sad. I mean, I never met the guy in my life. You know what I'm saying? But for the people to say all these folks to say all these good things about him, lets you know that despite the teams he played for, the guy was damn good and had a very good personality. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna go in the video on a high note. First of all, I'm gonna say rest in peace, Demarius Thomas, family and friends who had a chance to know you in the NFL or in personal life, your family, your wife, kids, your mom, dad, and people like me who have never met you. You know what I'm saying? God bless you, and you will be missed by the Holy. Like I said, I never missed you, but the entire NFL is gonna miss you, and I think you have a very good send off. So, to everybody who watches my video, comment, like, share, subscribe, notification bell on top, so whenever you push that notification bell when I make a video, it comes direct from me to you. And so I'm gonna go ahead and interview on a high note. Demarius Thomas, God love, peace, and enjoy.